Is it safe to tap during the coronavirus epidemic? I'm here standing, this is tomorrow dawn, I'm here standing on a beach right by the airport in Singapore. So if you hear flights going past, I'm sorry. We have been running a training in Singapore. We've been here at the start of the outbreak, at the beginning of February, and now we're back in Singapore at the end of the outbreak. And here are my views on how to tap during this corona situation. So the medical advice is don't touch your face, and I totally agree with that. But with tapping, we do touch our faces. There are a couple of ways around this. First of all, you can, as usual, you can wash your hands with soap very thoroughly before you tap. Now, bear in mind that if you go to the bathroom and then open the door handle of the bathroom after you've washed your hands and then you put your hands on your face, if it's a public bathroom, someone else could have touched it. And the current theory is that touch points are points of contagious points. So if you're going to go to the bathroom, take a tissue and push down the handle with a tissue so that you can then not touch anything between washing your hands and touching your face. Same goes with turning the tap off, for example. Or you can hand sanitize your hands before tapping. Another option is actually not to tap directly on the skin, but to tap just above the skin. So you can do that as well. And I know that might sound bizarre, but we're working with energy. And so energy, it will still work. In fact, just as an aside, when I'm trying to fall asleep, if I can't sleep at night and I'm too tired to tap, I will just visualize myself tapping on the points and I can feel them working. So that's another option. So just wanting to tell you how we ran our workshop in Singapore, because obviously it was during the outbreak, it was during there was a code orange that became known to the Singaporeans the day before we started the workshop, and we had people coming from Bhutan, we had people coming from Malaysia, and some people were saying, is it still going ahead? Now the code orange suggests that all large-scale events that are not essential be cancelled. Now ours wasn't a large-scale event, there were just 20 people. So we put in place various rules to keep people safe, and if the coronavirus continues to escalate in England, we will put together these rules in place as well. So one thing that we said, anyone who enters the workshop space washes their hands with soap before kind of touching anything. So we put that in place. We had hand sanitizer had run out at that point in Singapore, but everyone brought their own and they were spraying and sharing. So that was really useful as well. And we only did air hugs, no actual touching, hugging, no shaking hands, no tapping on each other, just tapping on ourselves. And before we tapped on ourselves, we made sure that our hands were clean, either with hand sanitizer or washing hands. So those are my tips. Just stay safe. But I would say actually the biggest tip of all is to tap on the fear, because I think the fear is the biggest problem of all. Now, I've created a tapping video for fear of the coronavirus. You can look at that one. It's the last video I made before this one, so have a look at that one. I'll also post a link to it in the comments below, and you can get tapping to release your fear, because my personal feeling is that at the moment the percentages of the numbers are really small. For example, in Singapore, about 99.99994% of the population are healthy. At the moment, I understand that there might be about 30 people with the virus. Again, they're very, very small percentages, and I think the worst thing about this virus is the fear of the virus than the virus itself. So if you're worried about it, please tap and watch the video that I've made. Okay, stay safe and keep tapping.